Motherhood Unscripted, the podcast that shares the unspoken changes that affects a woman after she becomes a mother. This podcast not only sheds light on the complexities of raising children, but also gives solutions that make them feel empowered, gets to talk about the honest and raw truths in motherhood. It also advocates for mental well-being of moms and also builds a community that connects mothers together. Let's walk together as we unlearn what society has taught us and learn who we are meant to be as women and mothers. Let's take this journey together. Welcome.
Hi, Mama, and welcome back to yet another episode of Motherhood Unscripted, the space where we peel back the filtered layers and speak the truths of what it means to be a mother. And in today's episode, it might feel a bit tender, a little too close to home, because we are talking about loneliness. And I'm sure you're going to enjoy this topic. So specifically, the kind that creeps in even when you are surrounded by people. So the kind that says, how can I feel this alone when I'm never actually alone? So this is for the moms who are wiping tiny hands all day, answering questions on repeat, folding endless laundry, and still feel invisible. So let's talk about what no one prepares us for, the silent isolation of motherhood. So let's define the invisible. Loneliness in motherhood isn't about physical solitude. In fact, for most of us, solitude is the one thing we don't get. It's being in a room full of your children, your partner, your family, and still feel unseen. It's listening to everyone's needs, meeting them one by one, and wondering if anyone ever notices you are running on empty. It's watching your identity shift so dramatically that you don't recognize yourself in the mirror anymore. And here is what makes it even harder. No one talks about it. We are told motherhood is supposed to be fulfilling, that we should feel grateful. And we are grateful, but sometimes gratitude and grief sit side by side. Sometimes the love we have for our families live right next to a deep ache for connection, meaning, or simply ourselves. So why does it happen? So we can ask ourselves that. Let's start with the loss of the identity. When we become mothers, our world shifts completely, but the rest of the world often doesn't shift with us. We go from being seen as individuals with goals, personalities, routines, to being known mostly as mama. And while that title is beautiful, it can also swallow us whole if we are not careful. Then there's the mental and emotional load. We carry everything from school schedules to meal planning, emotional regulation, sick days, play dates, laundry, cycles, remembering everyone's birthdays. That invisible labor isolates us because no one sees the thinking behind the doing. And that disconnect leads to resentment, quiet resentment, lonely resentment. Finally, our digital world doesn't help. We are more connected than ever before, yet deeply disconnected in real life. It's easier to scroll on Instagram, text a friend to say, hey, I'm not okay. It's easier to post a photo of our smiling kids than to say, I'm drowning in pain. Or I'm drowning in plain sight, So the emotional toll of this kind of loneliness is heavy. You might find yourself getting irritated more easily, crying for no clear reason, feeling like the walls are closing in. You might crave adult conversation but feel too tired to reach out. You might even start to believe the lie that you're the only one who feels that way. But I want you to know that you're not alone in feeling this. In fact, most moms that I talk to feel this way, but they are afraid to say it out loud because we are scared it makes us sound ungrateful, because we are scared it means that we are failing. But admitting loneliness does not make you weak, it makes you honest. So how do we move through it? Not around it, not over it, but through it. Here are a few small but powerful steps. So first of all, you start by naming it. Say the word lonely. Acknowledge it without judgment. Saying it out loud breaks the shame cycle. Share it. Reach out to one person, a friend, a sister, a fellow mom, and say, hey, I've been feeling isolated lately. Chances are they will say, me too. So create space for you. Reconnect with the parts of yourself that existed before motherhood. Paint, write, walk, pray, sit in silence. Whatever reminds you that you're still in there. Seek real-life connection. Go beyond the screen when you can. Meet someone for a coffee. Join a local mom group. Say hi to the other mom at school pickup. These tiny social moments can nourish us more than we realize. Get support if needed. That is really important. You can go to therapy, because therapy isn't just for crisis, it's for connection. Sometimes the most powerful thing we can do is talk to someone who listens deeply. And if support is scarce in your world, please hear this. You're not a burden for needing people. You are a human being. So it is really important for you to know that. We live in a world that, as I was saying earlier, that as much as we are connected, we are not as connected, And it's really, really important for us moms to seek that connection, to look for that connection, because that is how you will get out of that feeling of feeling isolated, feeling alone. The way I was saying earlier, why therapy is important, and not only for those who are going through a crisis. I have tried it myself, just to have an hour to talk to someone who listens, and when you have the next session, they can remind you, okay, we talked about this the last time, what happened between the last time and this time, how are your kids, how was your partner, how is your family, maybe you are having something, maybe even celebrated something. So as mothers, it is important for us to know about these resources, because only then will we be able to get out of that space of feeling isolated, of feeling lonely and alone. And I'm also grateful because I have a couple of support groups of mothers in different areas, and we connect in so many ways. We get to laugh, we get to sit. Some of us, we get to cook together. You feel you're part of a community. We get to make soap together, which creates a source of connection. It is a source of connection. When you're together, even if it's for an hour, it doesn't have to be a daily thing. It's really important, because once you get out of there, your cup is full, you're filled. Even in our society, we live in a place where you don't even know your neighbor. It could be another mom. So even at school, you don't say hi to a mama down there, taking her kid to school or dropping them off. So always seek that connection, because in this world, it can be really, really difficult, and it's easy to feel lonely. And I've seen even people saying, they don't even have connection. The only connection that they have that is close to a human being is Chat GPT. And as much as it helps some people, we are human, and human beings need connection. So it's really, really important for you to understand that, and just have that deep sense of knowing that I can get support. I can attend a social event. Take time for that. There are so many social events nowadays that you can find online, engaging. I've had friends who we have done beading together. One of my good friends has a session called beaditation. So we meet, we bead together, and it really brings out that creative aspect of yourself. You know, I have held events where we meet, we do coloring together, and just get to talk about anything and everything. So when you're there at home, who is listening, just know that you can get out of that situation that you're in and not feel lonely. And always remember, and I always say this on all of my episodes, you are not alone. So always remember that. Whenever you feel like you're alone, chances are there's another mama somewhere who's feeling the same. So get out there, share, and always remember that motherhood can be the most beautiful role we've ever played, but it should not cost our sense of self. It should not cost us connection, and it should never leave us feeling like we are doing it all alone. And if you have been feeling lonely in your full house, I see you. If your heart feels like it's screaming into a quiet room, I hear you. It's not invisible here, and you are not alone. So let's keep speaking the truth, mama, because honesty is a first step towards healing. So thank you for being here for this episode of Motherhood Unscripted. And if this episode resonated with you, please share it with a fellow mama who might be feeling the same way. You deserve connection. You deserve rest. You deserve to feel seen. And until next time, be gentle with your heart. And remember, every version of you belongs here. So thank you so much for listening. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe this video. Until the next episode. Bye-bye. Thank you.